Alright, so before we get into the video, we're going to be talking about the situation about Adrian Broner getting suspended by the WBC and my thoughts on it. Why? And I heard that, he got, suspended by them because he said some racist stuff, about, Mexicans and African Americans. But how come you're going to suspend him but not Oscar Valdez? I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like, how come Oscar Valdez gets a pass after taking PEDs when you know, when he's literally putting someone's life at stake, bro? Are you kidding me? Broner made some little comment, yeah, he should have not said that, but how come you're gonna suspend him but not Oscar Valdez? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's not fair. It's like you're gonna suspend a black fighter, but then you're not gonna suspend a Mexican American fighter for something that is 10 times worse than this, man. Are you kidding me? You gotta be serious. Broner was probably talking facts too. He probably talked about the situation that, oh, how come you're not gonna suspend a Mexican American fighter, but then you're gonna suspend a freaking a black fighter. He probably said that, and that probably hurt their feelings. And then Broner, yes, he got suspended a lot. But it doesn't change the fact that that's not fair, bro. That is not fair. It's like literally it has to do with race, bro. I really don't want to bring that kind of stuff up, but it's obvious, man. It's obvious. It's like you're gonna suspend Adrian Broner, but then you're not gonna suspend Oscar Valdez when Oscar Valdez took steroids, bro. I just don't get it, man. The WBC, man. I hope that they just get fired or something. I can't stand the WBC. Never did. I hate how they make gazillions of belts. I hate that, bro. I can't believe they want to do this, bro. They did this stuff on purpose, bro. Adrian Broner is allowed to express his feelings, bro. And then you're not gonna suspend Oscar Valdez. What? Cause he's the money for the fight, and you want to promote this fight so you guys can get money? You guys gotta be kidding me. These guys are so non-mindful of putting somebody at danger, but then they just want to think about money when they're putting someone at danger. You gotta be kidding me, bro. People these days just they're so cruel, man. I can't stand the WBC. Never did. I don't know why they had to do this stuff, but it's just dumb, man. It's stupid, bro. Katie Taylor defeats Jennifer Hahn by a wide unanimous decision, and my thoughts on it, very, very good win by Katie Taylor. Jennifer Hahn was mostly just she really just didn't really let her hands go. I think she was mostly focusing on trying to outbox Katie, but she just couldn't do that because Katie was just too aggressive. She was just going through the jab of Jennifer Hahn relatively easy, and she was just outpointing her. She was just very aggressive, and also Katie Taylor did drop Hahn. Hahn did complain that it wasn't a drop. I thought it was a drop. She ran into a punch and then she got dropped, in my opinion. But very good win by Katie Taylor. I would love to see her versus Amanda Serrano. I know it's probably not going to be next, but I really hope we can see that. But just good win. But for Jennifer Hahn, I don't know. But I the reason why she lost it because she wasn't letting her hands go. She was mostly focusing on trying to outbox Katie, but then she didn't really have another game plan besides trying to outbox Katie because Katie was just overwhelming Hahn. She was just too aggressive for Hahn, and she just couldn't figure Katie Taylor out. But anyways, on to the video. Hey, what's up, y'all? Preston for Fight Media 360 here. So this is a quick preview and prediction for the steroid cheating king Oscar Valdez versus Robson Conceicoa. So before we get into all of that, I just want to say this fight will be taking place on Friday, September the 10th on ESPN Plus. And yeah. So now we got that out the way. So now talk about their stats and then the odds and then what they need to do to win and then my final prediction. So let's start off with the steroid cheating king, Oscar Valdez. The steroid cheating king Oscar Valdez comes into the fight with a record of 29 wins, losses, 0 draws, 23 wins coming by way of knockout. Probably most of those KOs came from steroids. He stands at a height of 5'5.5", and with the 66 inch reach, and he's an orthodox fighter. Robson Conceicoa comes into the fight with a record of 16 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He stands at a height of 5'10.5" with a 70-inch reach, and he's an orthodox fighter. Oscar Valdez is listed as a 96-4 favorite over Robson Conceicoa. So yeah. So now we got that out the way. So now let's talk about what they need to do to win, and then my final prediction. So let's start off with the very big favorite, Oscar Valdez. So what I'd like to see from Oscar Valdez, I would just like to see him do what he does and just outbox Conceicoa, overpower Conceicoa. I'm pretty sure he could with those steroids that he's been taking. So he should overpower Conceicoa and just bully him across the ring, at least use a jab, to time your way in, because Conceicoa is a lot taller. He is so he is technically 5'6". So, Conceicoa is about 4.5 inches taller than Valdez, or just 4 inches. But he just needs to bully Conceicoa. Make sure you get through the jab of Conceicoa. I mean, Conceicoa doesn't really like to use the jabs a whole lot, but really because Conceicoa likes to be aggressive, so pretty much just try to be aggressive with them. Catch him with a good shot. And also break down Conceicoa to the body, because, those steroids that he's been taking, I'm pretty sure that he's strong enough. I mean, he would have been strong enough, but he's even stronger now after the steroids. He should be able to break down Conceicoa very, very easily to the body, and then work your way up and try to look for the knockout or the stoppage. So that's what Oscar Valdez needs to do to win. So yeah. So now for Robson Conceicoa, what I would like to see from Robson Conceicoa is definitely use a jab more. And don't be so wild, because you do not want to be wild against a guy like Valdez. First of all, he had been taking PEDs, so he's a lot stronger, and, he is more powerful. And also, because you don't want to be wild kind of like Burchell, because Burchell, he is a very because he is a guy that likes to throw a lot of punches, and you don't want to be that guy, because then Valdez will just counter you all day long and probably knock you out. So you definitely need to outbox Valdez. Use your jab, to keep Valdez off of you, and try to use those straight right, and really try to hurt Valdez, to stun him, maybe drop him with your power punch, and pretty much you try to use your cardio over Valdez, pretty much to try to break down the body of Valdez, even though Valdez will probably not do anything because of the steroids I've been taking, but at least try to hit him to the body to try to tire him out, and try to overwhelm him by using that jab, and using head movement too. Because if you use head movement and a jab, you will definitely overwhelm Valdez. Because Valdez, there was times where he has been overwhelmed, especially against that one guy, Adam Blue Nose Lopez. He was kind of getting overwhelmed by Lopez. Probably the only time he didn't take steroids. So he was getting overwhelmed in that fight, and he was getting kind of beaten up in that fight, and he did get dropped in that fight. So you definitely need to overwhelm Valdez by using a jab, but don't be aggressive like Blue Nose. But at least use a jab to keep Valdez off of you, and make Valdez pay with combos and stuff like that whenever Valdez comes in comes into the inside and tries to hit you. So that's what Robson Conceicoa needs to do to win. So yeah. So my final prediction for this fight. I honestly didn't really want to do this fight, but I kind of have to. Um, I really hope that Robson Conceição beats the crap out of Oscar Valdez. But on the other hand, steroids or not steroids, it's hard to go against Oscar Valdez. And I do pick Oscar to either stop Conceição or to knock out Conceição in the mid rounds. First of all, obviously, because of his PEDs that he's been taking. Second of all, overall, he's just more talented than Conceição. More powerful, more elusive, and definitely a lot better body puncher than Conceição. Because Conceição, he does go to the body, but Valdez is a very good body puncher. Not saying he's world class or anything like that, but he definitely is a pretty good body puncher. But he ain't elite. So I think that the body shots and the experience, definitely the experience of Valdez of being in the higher level than Conceição, because Conceição hasn't really been fighting like, really anybody. Most known fight that he has fought was against Louis Correa, and I thought that actually Louis Correa beat him. So I just think that just the experience of Valdez, the PEDs that he's been taking, you know, and also just the boxing ability of Valdez will win him this fight by a TKO or a knockout in the mid round. So yeah, so that's my final prediction. I got Oscar Valdez by a knockout or a TKO in the mid rounds. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm Preston from Fight Media 360, and thank y'all for watching this video. I'm rooting for Robson Conceição. Team Brazil.